Some of you have been waiting for this review for a while, and I have deliberately been delaying it simply because I wanted the hype to settle down. Generally speaking, when there's a lot of hype around a product, it can be difficult to distinguish what's good about it and what's not, which is why I always like to wait with super popular products like the MacBook Air. Now that it's been a bit and it's been a quick minute, we can get into the real review without any bias around us. So here is the latest M2 MacBook Air. This configuration is rocking the base 8 CPU, 8 GPU processor. We have 16 gigabytes of unified memory on this model. Additionally, we do have a 256 gigabyte solid state drive, so the base storage option. We also have Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5, and of course, this is Apple's classic Liquid Retina 13-inch display. Like I mentioned, there is a lot to talk about with this laptop. I really want to get into the nitty-gritty with you guys, so let's get started. Few companies genuinely care about their packaging as much as Apple does, and of course, bring their A game with the MacBook Air. So you'll notice right off the bat, you have a nice clean white box, and over here you have a visual representation of the MacBook Air in the respective color, in this case midnight black. So once you remove the protective packaging on top of the box, peel that off, let's get into unboxing it. And the first thing you'll notice, of course, is the MacBook Air surrounded by more protective packaging. Remove all of that stuff and this thing looks stunning in that midnight black color, but more on this in a quick minute. Now, past that, you'll notice you have a 30-watt single USB-A charging adapter. I say single because you can also get a dual USB-C slot charging adapter if you opt for the higher-end MacBook or opt for it as an optional accessory. Past that, you have a fully braided MagSafe 3 cable. It looks so nice. This thing should definitely be durable and last for the years to come. And finally, of course, you have the Apple pouch, inside which you'll find stuff like the stickers, the booklet, and the quick start guide as well. You know, all the boring stuff. As soon as I heard the MacBook Air is getting a complete redesign, I was super excited, and I'm happy to say it does not disappoint. I was never a big fan of the asymmetrical teardrop design of the previous MacBook Air generation. It just looked inconsistent to me. Over here, it's linear, it's consistent, it looks elegant, and you'll also feel like it's kind of like a smaller version of the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros. It appropriately fits in the MacBook series now, which I truly appreciate. Now, of course, the design is made of a high quality metallic finish all around, as you'd expect. You have a weight of approximately 2.7 pounds, meaning this is a fairly light laptop. You can put it in any backpack and carry it around all day long should you need to. Starting off with the top side, you'll notice this thing is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. Combined with the midnight black color and that metallic finish, it does easily attract fingerprints, which can be a little annoying for some people, so keep that in mind. You'll also notice, of course, you have that classic reflective Apple logo in the center. The bottom of the laptop has rubber grips, and you'll notice it's very straightforward. There's no flashy designs, there's no air intake vents, and this is a fanless system. Overall, it's just a very clean, simple, and borderline majestic look. The sides of the laptop is where you will find all the I/O port diversity. Now, granted, you do have the addition of one new port technically, which is the MagSafe 3 port, and a lot of people are very happy about that. But beyond that, you just have a grand total of 2 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 compatible ports, and that's it. On the other side, you have a headphone jack and nothing else. If I'm being very honest here, I almost feel like Apple punishes you for getting the non-Pro version by deliberately limiting the amount of I/O ports you have on this thing. I've never been a fan of this practice. Most other laptops in the Ultra Pro category give at least one or more additional ports. It's just something that I don't personally like when it comes to the MacBook Air. As soon as you unfold this laptop, you immediately appreciate how clean it is. No unnecessary flashy stickers, no branding. It's just a nice metallic inner chassis. You have a decent amount of palm rest space for a 13-inch laptop, but the real highlight here is that massive trackpad. You have all the surf real estate in the world, and you'll appreciate it's a glass surface finish. The clicks are tactile yet nimble, and they are highly precision calibrated. You just have a great time using this trackpad. I do think it's one of the best in the industry, period. The keyboard on here is also fantastic, so you'll appreciate how the keyboard is evenly laid out. You have well-labeled keys and an ample amount of surface area per keycap. Additionally, the keyboard is fully backlit with auto detection built in, and of course, the typing experience is top-notch. Every keystroke has a decent amount of key travel. It feels tactile, nimble, but not excessively loud either. It's just a very high-quality typing experience. And of course, you do have Apple's Touch ID sensor built right in, which also doubles as the power button. I'm glad Apple knows the importance of hinge quality. You can unfold this laptop with a single hand and you'll notice there's a very limited amount of wobble. The hinge is protected and concealed and should last for the years to come. Display fitting is decent as well, so you have a relatively thin chin at the bottom. The bezels are pretty narrow but not the narrowest in the industry. You also have a very thin forehead except for that fat notch at the center, but honestly you get used to it pretty quickly and after a while your brain doesn't even realize it's there anymore. In the center of it you have a high quality 1080p FaceTime webcam, and I say high quality because it does great in both low light and well lit settings, and it's pretty decent and a great improvement over previous generations. Nothing makes me more happier than a high quality display, and generally speaking MacBooks are a testament to what a high quality display on a laptop should be like. For example, over here you have a Super HD resolution of 2560 by 1664, which translates into a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Additionally, we have HDR10 support. This is a high quality IPS panel with impeccable viewing angles. Now, unfortunately, you are still restricted to a 60 Hz refresh rate, but I understand that's reserved for the Pro lineups, and no, you do not get any sort of touch captivity. Now, past that, color accuracy is on a whole different level. You have a 100% sRGB rating, 88% Adobe RGB rating, or 98% DCI-P3 color gamut. No matter how you look at it, the colors on here are on point and will be great for anyone who's into photo or video editing or any other color sensitive activity. Now, in terms of brightness, even the sun has to work really hard to outglare this display because you have a maximum brightness of 500 nits, and that means it's designed for most indoor and outdoor settings alike. This genuinely is a very high quality display, and again is a testament to Apple's seriousness when it comes to producing quality displays in the MacBook lineup as a whole. In terms of performance, I could just put a bunch of numbers in the form of benchmarks, but that would mean nothing to the real world user. Instead, what I will tell you is that the M2 chip is very capable even in the base configuration. For example, activities like web browsing, watching 4K videos on Netflix or YouTube, online banking, or word processing are going to work in a super smooth and steady fashion, and there will be no lag whatsoever. But even more intensive activities like photo or video editing, 3D modeling, or programming actually work in a very nice and simple fashion. You don't notice any sort of lag. It's very much possible with this laptop. It's really powerful. Now, even more intensive activities like 4K video editing are super doable. In fact, I was able to do 4K video editing for about 30 minutes non-stop with practically no frame drop whatsoever, which again speaks to the testament and the quality of the M2 chip. Now, gaming on here, while I've never been a person to advise gaming on MacBooks or Mac products in general, is quite possible. If you can find a game that you can run on here, it runs pretty smoothly given the fact that this is not a gaming machine whatsoever. In terms of thermals, this is a highly efficient device. Under unrealistic peak loads, you can hit an average surface temperature of just around 41 degrees Celsius. More realistic sustained loads will yield you around 36 degrees Celsius. These are very manageable numbers, and take this in, this is an entirely fanless machine, and it still has cooler numbers than most other laptops that do have a built-in dedicated cooling solution. Now, to state the obvious, because I know someone is going to ask me in the comment section, since there is no fan, you have a net noise of 0 decibels when it comes to the cooling system, because hint hint, there is none. In terms of battery life, with our real-world tests using the screen at approximately 50% brightness, doing activities like web surfing, online banking, watching a ton of YouTube videos at 1080p, and also doing some light photo editing, we're able to yield just about 14 hours on a single charge, which is absolutely amazing and well above the running average for 13-inch laptops. Now, as far as speaker quality goes, this is a front firing or top firing speaker system, and my goodness, is it crisp and clear and loud at the same time. You even have tangible bass on here. Look how slim this thing is. It produces tangible bass. Have a quick listen for yourself.
You can still go, even when you feel slow, you can still go, even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go, 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 go. Every single day, I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave.
While all this is great, The new M2 MacBook Air has a very steep asking price of $1,200, and at that configuration you only get 8 GB of RAM and a mere 256 GB SSD. This is a big consideration, and for some people it's just outright not worth it. But keep in mind, despite the way Apple markets the MacBook Air, this is not an entry-level device. This is very much a premium range device, and Apple plays by their strengths to show it like that. For example, you get a fantastic revised design that looks elegant. It has a full metallic finish. It is in fact a high quality build. You have one of the best displays in the 13-inch segment. You have an amazing trackpad, a great keyboard, and a high quality full HD webcam. Additionally, you have industry leading performance without any sort of fan noise to go along with that, and great battery life as well. There's a lot of things this laptop really gets right that in fact are often compromises in other laptops. But of course, on the flip side, this thing is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, and that might be an issue for some people. But the biggest limitation, in my opinion, technically speaking, is the fact that you only get a mere 2 USB-C ports on here, which in my opinion is just not enough, and it's hardly justifiable. But despite all that, the M2 MacBook Air is a very powerful device, and it continues to play on Apple's strengths, and it really is one of the best revolutions I've seen in the MacBook Air lineup. I still think it is worth the cash they're charging you for it, albeit they're putting some pretty hefty Apple tax on it. But again, that's going to come down to personal preference. That's my take on it. Hopefully this review gave you a more objective look on this laptop. Let me know what you think of the new MacBook Air. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like button and consider subbing to this channel. See ya!